Sorry,
I'm gonna pass out.
right, I'm ready.
Hello, everyone. I'm Justin.
And I'm Marcella.
And this is Sailor Manga, the podcast where we take a deep dive into the iconic Sailor Moon manga by Naoko Takeuchi and discuss it to our heart's content. Happy Moon Day, Marcella. Another one is upon us. How are ya?
Happy Moon Day. I'm very
It's Moon
good.
Day.
How are you?
I am fantastic.
Good. Just coming
As the
off
time
a high of
that's exactly what I was about to say. At the time that me and Marcella are recording this, today is the day that the new chapter for Dead by Daylight came out. As y'all know, we love us some Dead by Daylight.
Oh yeah.
And so the new killer Yunjin. I mean, she's got killer style.
Oh yeah.
But she's the survivor, and then the trickster, Ji Woon, also known as Ji Swoon. Am I right, ladies? Oh my
about
god.
to say.
Ugh, trick me, daddy. Anyway.
We've got a little crush going on over here.
Just a little bit. Not to be Anton and be H word at the start of the podcast, but you know, that's fine.
But we were like, you can just bludgeon my head in. That's what you said, wasn't it? Kill me.
Yeah.
Kill me now.
Bludgeon my
I
head
was
in.
gonna stand in the basement and hook myself for your pleasure.
But yeah, we just played 2 matches of Dead by Daylight. I played as the new survivor, and we played both times against the new killer, and that was so much fun. So we're coming off a high.
Yeah.
We're feeling good. We're feeling great. We're feeling grateful, dare I say, to be back here on Sailor Manga.
Yeah, I know, and we're a bit behind, aren't we? I mean, this won't affect the people listening, but we missed last week.
Yeah, so yeah, this will come out immediately after Act 10. But as the time we're recording this, it's been 2 weeks since we recorded together because Marcella got her first vaccine shot.
I did. I got the first part of my microchip installed. And I was very ill.
Yeah, it took a toll on her, so we had to skip last week.
Oh yeah, I was good for nothing last week. I mean, I'm usually good for nothing anyway on a daily basis, but I was really good for nothing. I was so ill. I didn't have as high a temperature as Alan had, but it was close.
Alan's was like 103. It was high as hell.
Yeah, I think I was 102.
But yeah,
anyway,
that's still high as hell.
Oh yeah, I was in
and
there.
for us two who love the cold to be 102, absolutely not.
No, exactly.
No. All right, so before we get into today's act, today we'll be reading Act 11, which is titled Reunion Endymion. But before we get to that, we got a big chunk of moon news to get through. So Marcella, what is your moon news for the past couple weeks?
Well, I have, as you said, a chunk. Can you hear my dog barking, by the way?
Nope, not at all.
Oh, that's fine. I'll just let her have her moment then. So, moon news. So, where do I start? This is exciting. Are you ready?
I'm so
ready.
This is
going to be like 40 minutes later where I'll be wrapping this up.
That's
so, first of all, I have to say that I am currently drinking wine, but I am drinking it out of my new favourite cup, which you gifted me.
Yeah!
My Sailor Jupiter travel cup.
Yes, I saw it and I was like, I gotta get this for Marcella. She's gonna love it.
I love it. It's perfect. And I drink my iced coffee out of it on a morning and then swap. Actually, I don't drink wine every evening. That's a lie. But right now I'm drinking my wine out of it. And yes. I love it. And all my beverages are going to be
so glad
consumed.
you love it.
I can't, I'd probably be drinking also from my Sailor Manga mug had it turned up.
Okay, that's something we need to address. Something that I purchased for you literally less than 2 weeks ago, literally a week ago,
has gotten there as well.
Has gotten there before the moon mug. This is the moon mug saga part 2. The moon mug that you ordered for us together ages ago,
like over a month. Anyway, I've emailed and contacted. I checked the page and it said it's been delivered, and I thought, well, no, it hasn't.
Kidding?
So anyway, I've just dropped a line saying, hi, I haven't got this. So I'm waiting for them to get back to me. So more gripping news on that next week.
The moon mug saga continues.
Yeah, but let's move on because I'm over it right now. I've got more exciting things to discuss. And I kind of don't need it anymore because I have my Sailor Jupiter cup. So that's going to take precedence.
But it'll be fun to be matching though, since we'll both have the same mug.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, the Sailor Moon mug, the Sailor Jupiter cup is so fucking cute.
Yeah, that's my before any other.
Yes.
So thank you so much for that.
Of course, of course.
Didn't have to.
I had to do it.
Absolutely sweet and wonderful.
Mhm.
And yeah. So my second piece of moon news, it's another biggie.
Woo!
And I have already told you because I couldn't wait.
Yeah, it's too big. It was too big to contain.
And this is probably going to tie in with part of your moon news, so I won't go into too much detail. But because of your moon news, I was able to locate and purchase the entire Sailor Moon collection on DVD.
Marcella officially has instant access to Sailor Moon.
I own it. I own it.
Oh, it's so exciting.
I can hold it in my hands. It's a thing of beauty.
I'm so happy.
All I will say is I do still want the digital download.
Yeah, valid.
It's
I totally get it.
2021. Come on.
Yeah, we need digital.
We need digital. And the other thing as well is it's a different dub. So I was watching the Deke dub.
Yeah, the original.
And it's the Viz dub.
Oh, which I love so much. So
which I've never seen. So what I'm going to do
exciting.
is I think I just finished season 3 the last time we checked in. I'm going to restart because it's different and I'm going to have to get used to different voices. So I'm going to restart it.
Yeah, I wouldn't jump into season 4 automatically. So that's valid.
No. So I think I'm going to restart. And it's just an excuse to restart. Plus, I'm kind of tempted to see if Paul fancies watching it as well.
True. Yeah, and there's episodes that you haven't even seen before because they were cut in the Deke dub.
Wow.
Yeah, so and that's what like I've been experiencing going through my watch through. So you'll get to see some episodes for the very first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh well. So there you go. So that's big. That's big news.
Very big.
For anybody that's been following that story with interest.
Well, it just ties into the possibility of us doing continuing the podcast, going through the anime just shot up exponentially.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because now you have as much access to it as I do.
Yeah.
So like that probability just shot up really fucking high. We still don't know whether or not we're gonna do that, but now that you have it, like we can actually do it. So
we can do it.
That's exciting.
And we'd of course do the Viz one as well, because that would be
of course.
And then my final piece of moon news is so this feels like so long ago. So the last time that we did a recording, we had the part with Queen Metalia and the Hebrew phrase that Beryl uses, and of course hilarity ensued.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The translation, and you'd said anybody who can translate it for us.
Yeah,
I'd be interested to know what it says. Well,
right. You haven't told me this.
I know I haven't. So as you know, I work for a Jewish law firm.
That's right.
Whose name I won't mention.
Of course.
Legal reasons.
Legal reasons.
And I thought, so come on, if I can't find somebody who can translate some Hebrew, then it's.
Oh my god, this is so exciting.
Why am I even working here? So I contacted somebody. So I did a quick search to find out who was fluent in Hebrew, and I found somebody. There were a load of partners at the firm, and I thought, well, I'm not going to call them because it's just embarrassing. So I found like the sort of lowest qualified person who's still like this sort of like multi-degree level speaker of many languages. And I dropped him an email and said, hi, I was wondering if you could translate a line of Hebrew for me. And he's like, sure, send it over. So
my god.
And then he's like, give me a call. So brace yourself because it's not that exciting.
Oh, okay. I'm still excited.
But he said that it doesn't really mean anything. So it's almost like I explained kind of a little bit of the context of the story. I didn't go into it too much. And I also said, it's a podcast that my friend and I do. And we were just wondering what it meant. And he said, it doesn't really mean anything. But he did translate 2 of the words for me.
Okay, cool.
And let me get my little notes. So the last word, which is the first word, because it's.
Let me flip to the page.
Yeah,
I need to see this.
The way round. It's like written backwards. backwards, isn't it? But
hold on, I'm almost there. I'm
we read
flipping through here.
left,
Okay,
left to right.
okay, I'm right there.
Okay, so the last word, or the first word, means one.
Like the number?
Yeah, one.
Okay.
Or, yeah, one.
Okay.
O-N-E. He said the very first word, he said he thinks it might be a name because he said it's not a word he recognises.
Okay.
And then the middle word, he said, could be interpreted in different ways, but he said it's something about returning. And I said, okay, that kind of makes sense.
Like
because,
the returning one.
Yeah.
Or something.
And that's kind of fits in.
Huh.
With
oh my
what's
God,
going on,
that's
doesn't
so
it?
interesting. Yeah, the returning one, great returning one, something like that.
Yeah. So I took a photograph of the page of just the little speech bubble with the text in, and like take a whole picture of the page and sent it to him, and he said, give me a call. So I just completely bullshitted it, and I was like, oh yeah, podcast. And he's like, oh, what do you do? And I was like, oh yeah, so we discussed Japanese literature.
I mean, technically that's true.
Exactly.
Technically,
and he was
that's
like,
not a lie.
And I could tell he was quite impressed.
Oh.
And he was like, really? And I was like, oh yeah. Oh, anyway, so I've got to get back to work. I'd love to discuss it more, but I've got to get back to work just in case, he actually found out that the Japanese literature was a Sailor Moon manga comic.
Right.
But yeah, I think I got away with a tiny bit of integrity.
Hell fucking yeah. Honestly, he's probably like, damn, Marcella's got so much to her. Like, she's doing a Japanese literature podcast. Like, holy shit, okay. I fucking love it. That's fantastic.
Anyway, there you go. That's my epic, ridiculously long moon news section.
That was a whirlwind of moon news, and I fucking love it. So good. Well, my moon news is not nearly as exciting, but
it is.
So for my first bit of moon news, since the last time that we recorded, like I said, it was 2 weeks ago, I've watched about 13 more episodes of Sailor Moon.
Nice.
I'm right at the part where Minako was just introduced.
Okay.
And I think the last episode I watched was the salon episode where they think Minako is Sailor Moon by analyzing her hair strands. Classic. Yeah, I'm on that episode. Oh, I did hear your dog that time.
Oh, I know.
It's fine. They're probably hearing the kids yelling outside my apartment, so very professional podcast. Anyway, so my second bit of moon news is all about fashion, because we're all about the fashion. Well, I'm all about the fashion on this podcast.
Yeah.
So the other day I was at work and I already own a pair of black shorts that have roses on them, like just like a single rose and then duplicated all over the shorts. So it's already very tuxedo mask, right?
Yeah.
I was at work and I was just browsing through, I grocery shop for people. So I came across this shirt. It's a plain white shirt, except on like the chest area, it has a single red rose. And I was like, I have got to fucking buy this because I can put it with my shorts and have a complete tuxedo mask outfit.
Oh, I love.
So of course I had to buy it.
Yeah.
So in my second fashion bit of moon news is my lovely co-host Marcella was a sneaky little one, and she bought me a Sailor Moon shirt that I'm currently wearing, even though this is an audio podcast. I'm currently wearing it. It's got all the Guardians silhouetted in their colors, and it's got the planetary symbols above their head, and it's so fucking cute. I fucking love it. So thank you so much for sending it to me.
I thought it was very spring summer-esque, even though we dislike those seasons in general. But we like the colours.
Yes, the colors are everything.
Oh, I'm glad you love it.
Yes, thank you so much. And then our very last bit of moon news, which Marcella alluded to earlier, we got another listener email. So that was super fucking exciting. And of course, as I did with Thomas, I got this person's permission to read the email on the podcast.
Hi, Thomas, by the way.
Yes, thanks, Thomas. Email us again at Sailor Manga sailormangapodcast@gmail.com. Anyway, this is from Cassie, and she says, "Hi, Marcella and Justin. It's great that you've started this podcast. It's one thing to do the usual half-joking planning of, let's do this really cool thing, but you have actually committed and gone through with it, and that is just awesome. I ordered the complete Sailor Moon dubbed collection last week, and a few days later found out about your podcast. Talk about timing. You two have great energy together, and it's fantastic hearing you describing and laughing along with the mangas. I've not read them, but I can really imagine what you're seeing, especially with the bunnies around the panel edges. Looking forward to your future episodes. Keep up the great work, Cassie. P.S. Sailor Jupiter all the way."
Oh, hell yes.
And she also titled the email is "Love you guys, 5 out of 5 moons." And then she gave us 5 moon emojis. So thank you so
Yes.
much, Cassie, for reaching out. And it's actually because of Cassie talking about the complete Sailor Moon dubbed collection
Yeah.
that Marcella was able to get her Sailor Moon collection.
Yes, thank you so much. I have to do full disclosure as well. So I actually know Cassie, but I didn't know that she was listening to our podcast. It was thanks to our publicist, Paul.
Yes, thank you, Paul.
Who had sent a WhatsApp message, I think, to people in his contact saying, "Listen to this podcast."
He's so supportive.
I know that she started listening to it. So, and Paul came home and said, "Oh, I got a message from Cassie. She's going to listen to the podcast." And then obviously we got the email, so that was really exciting. But Cassie is just so, like, she's so cool. You'd love her, and she's just adorably
I'm
sweet.
sure I would.
We love her. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Cassie. And for anyone who wants to tweet us or message us, like, we really do like get so hyped seeing these emails and stuff. So like sailormangapodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at sailormangapod on Twitter. Like, we love hearing from people. You can ask questions about the manga, about not the manga. It doesn't matter. We just love hearing from people. So don't be afraid to write in. And we don't have to read your email if you aren't comfortable with it. I always ask permission before I read the email. So don't feel like you have to send an email and then it has to get read. Not the case at all.
I get so bloody excited when you message me in capitals going, "Oh my God, we got an email."
I know, it's so exciting. So don't be afraid to message in. We will respond 100%. And it doesn't have to be read live on air. So anyway, thank you again, Cassie. Super, super appreciate it.
Yes.
So as I said earlier, today we are going to be reading Act 11, which is titled Reunion Endymion. And we flip to the cover page for the act, and it's this gorgeous pink background. Of course, this one's in color, and it's this gorgeous pink background, and all the girls they kind of look like they're in wedding dresses.
Yeah, they do.
And
I've just spotted that Mina's holding a candle. It looks like a Christmas.
Oh, she is holding a candle.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ami's holding a book that says Holy Day.
Yeah.
So maybe
It's
this is like a Christmassy.
Yeah, because Jupiter's got a cracker.
She does.
Although don't you think she looks like Naru?
I think the way that they drew her hair, it looks a lot like Naru for sure. And then Ray's got like this little heart-shaped box. Usagi's got like a strawberry cake. Super cute. But we flip the page and we get right into the act. And we're in a dream. Imagine that. Sailor Moon and dreams, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So we start in a dream and we hear, "I miss you." And then we're treated with this image of Endymion. And he says, "Hurry back before I forget you, your face, your voice, Usako, Usako." And then, of course, this is Usagi's dream, in case you didn't get from all that. And she's thinking, "Who's there? Your hand is so warm. Mamo?" And then in the background, you hear whispers of Usagi, Usagi. And then we hear, for real, "Usagi, it's morning. Wake up. You'll be late." It's Luna. She's waking our girl up. And Usagi says, "Luna?" And then she says, "Oh, it's just you." And she rolls back over and says, "It was just getting to the good part." And Luna is pissed.
She's not happy.
She says, "How rude." Oh, so good. So then Usagi reaches over and she reaches Tuxedo Mask's pocket watch. And she says, it stopped again when we got back from the moon. Is he okay wherever he is? And then Luna, because, Usagi's still in bed, she's like, fine, I get it. I know when I'm not wanted. And Luna just like flips around.
Yeah, but she still sits there, like
She does still
passively
sit
aggressively.
there. Yeah, her favorite mood. Yeah, passive aggressive as hell.
Bottom.
Sulking bottom. Ugh, my nickname in high school. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Anyway, Luna says, or Usagi says, "Oh, Luna, I'm sorry. I love you. I'll get up." And she pulls Luna into a hug. Super adorable.
Yeah.
And then Luna has the silver crystal in her mouth and says, "Here, Usagi, you're forgetting this." Of course, it's on the chain that Kenji, Usagi's dad, made for her. Daddy Moon. Yeah, of course. And then Usagi's like, "Oh, yeah." So she grabs it and she says, "Mystical silver crystal up on the moon, Queen Serenity said its powers depend on my heart. But how can I draw them out? What am I supposed to do?" So she's a little conflicted, especially since, Tuxedo Mask is, gone.
Yeah.
But she turns back, she tells Kenji and Ikuko, "I'm off to school." And then her parents are sitting there together. And Kenji says, "Looks like the old Usagi is back," with, instead of saying Usagi, it's just a bunny icon. Super cute. Yeah. And then Ikuko says, "I think we have Luna to thank for that." Since fucking when, Ikuko? What fucking Kool-Aid are you drinking? Since when, Ikuko, has Luna been helpful at all? I think you're very jaded, and I don't agree.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know about Baldy. So then we cut to, of course, back to Usagi and Luna says, "Well, I'm off to the command center. I'm analyzing that stone sword." So she just dips to go to the moon layer and leaves Usagi to fend for herself, which I guess is fine. At least she's doing something. You know, she's not withholding the truth walking around town, so I'll take it. So Usagi says, "See you later, Luna. Good luck." And then someone bumps into Usagi.
I was going to say, look who's in the background.
Hits her so hard that the pocket watch, Mamo's pocket watch, falls out of her hand, and she falls on the ground, and she's like, "That hurt." And Luna turned around from her little walk, and she's like, and Usagi turns around and she's like, "That man from behind." And spoiler alert for those of you who can't see the visual cues that are going on, it's a man with dark hair in a black and white checker pattern.
Yeah, could it be?
Could it be? So Usagi's thinking he looks just like him, but he couldn't be. He couldn't possibly be here. What is wrong with me? This is all because of that dream I had this morning. So she thinks it's Mamoru.
Yeah.
She's like, "There's no way. He got taken by the Dark Kingdom. There's no way it's Mamoru." So she picks up the pocket watch and it's ticking again. What could have caused that? So she's like, "Mama's pocket watch is ticking again." And then we cut to the Crown Game Center. She goes to school, but while she's at school, the boys will play, as they say. Yeah. So we cut to the Crown Game Center as usual, but this time we're with Motoki. He's out. He's able to walk around the humans.
Oh, I love it.
And he's with a friend that has glasses on. And the friend with glasses says, "I'm just saying Reika is ... And we don't know who Reika is as of right now.
Another victim.
Yeah, another victim. Oh, God. Yeah. So Motoki says, "Give me a break, will ya?" And then
#educate your son.
Yes, educate your sons. So the guy with glasses says, "Huh? Motoki, there's someone standing in front of the arcade and doing a complete outfit change. It's Mamoru."
Yeah. He's looking fly as fuck.
He does look fly as fuck. He's got a suit on. He's got a scarf wrapped around him. He does look fucking cool. He's got some shades on. He's probably wearing Hugo Boss suit. Like, he's looking stylish. Yeah. But anyway, he says, "Do you work here?" to Motoki. And Motoki says, "I do. Can I help you?" Mamoru says, "I have some business at this particular arcade." And Motoki's like, "Oh, are you here about the job? Part-time, help wanted, no experience needed, wages negotiable, inquire within, Crown Game Center, the telephone number, and manager Motoki Furuhata." Yeah. And Motoki...
telephone number's 911.
911. The number's just 911. So Motoki says, "Did my dad send you? I'm Motoki Furuhara. My dad owns the building, and he roped me into working here part-time, much like he ropes his victims." So, just kidding. But he says, "Nice to meet you. What's your name? Are you a college student?" And Mamoru takes off his glasses, and he just looks at Motoki. And Motoki says, "Wait, aren't you, right, do you know Usagi? I think I've seen you together." And he's like, "Usagi." He repeats the name, and it just rings through his ears. Very obviously, he's very triggered by the name Usagi.
Yeah.
So then Motoki's talking to his friend, and we learn that his friend's name is Endo.
Yeah.
And Motoki says, "Endo, sorry about this. Go on in and wait for me." And Endo says, "Sure." And he looks cute. He's got glasses. He's got some curly hair. Endo looks adorable.
He's got a lovely face.
Very cute. But Mamoru, we start to understand that this isn't regular Mamoru, because his eyes start glowing. He looks at Endo, and I reread this morning, and I was like, does he disappear, or does he just, like, I don't know what he did? I thought he did, but he disappears.
Yeah.
He makes Endo disappear.
Quite understand.
Yeah.
It's almost like, does he absorb part of him because he's going to be taken on? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he just zaps him away. Yeah, let's just say he disappears. And then we get another panel of Mamoru with his sparkling eyes. And then he looks at Motoki. Mamoru looks at Motoki and, like, basically shoves all that energy to Motoki's eyes. And he says, "From now on, I am your good friend Endo. Nice to meet you." So he's basically possessing Motoki's mind, thinking that he's Endo. And Endo's 86 out the fucking building.
Yeah.
So a little bit later, still at the Crown Game Center, we're still here. We hear, "Motoki, you here? You left your book in our club room." And this is really cute girl with long hair. She kind of looks like Minako a little bit.
She does. In fact, I thought it was at first until I...
Oh, you thought it was Minako? Yeah, she definitely looks like her. And I just want to point down to this little panel of Motoki and Mamoru together. And Motoki's, like, singing to himself. He's like, "Pio, pio, trolley, lolly, law." I just thought it was funny. Maybe it's a jailhouse song, possibly.
Yeah.
A jailhouse jingle, if you will. Anyway, so this girl notices Mamoru, and she says, "Oh, I haven't seen him around. He's dreamy. Who is he?" And Motoki says, "Come on, you know him. He's my best friend Endo." And this is Reika, by the way. They said hi to Reika. This is the Reika girl. And she says, "Endo?" And she has a book in her hand, and Mamoru is triggered by this book because it's called "An Introduction to Gems and Crystals: Structure, Varieties, and Uses." And it's flipped open in this panel, and it shows the mineral beryl, which I love, and then the mineral jade. So little callbacks, love that.
Yeah.
And Motoki.
Can I just mention?
Do it.
I'm not liking the vest.
Oh, I was waiting till the next page because I have...
sorry.
Wait, is it the next page? Oh, maybe it's later on that we get a really good shot of it.
Yeah, let's hold back.
Because I have some things to say.
Okay.
So, Motoki says, "What's up, Endo? You interested in gemstones?" Reika knows all about that stuff. And Reika's like, "Look at you. You're fascinated. Do you like jade?" And she goes on an entire gem gab talking about gems. She says, "The term jade actually applies to two minerals, jadeite and nephrite." Those sound familiar.
Yeah.
She says, "Jadeite is usually what people are talking about when they say jade, and it comes in a lot of different colors. Nephrite comes in deep greens. The pink spodumene," I learned how to say that for this podcast, spodumene,
okay,
"is kunzite. Don't you love its beautiful pale color? This blue violet stone they call tanzanite is also known as blue zoisite." So basically, we get this panel of the 4 gems, all 4 of them. And it just looks really cool. They're not colored, obviously, but I love the descriptions of them. It's really cool. It's cool to get a different sort of backstory on, like, the naming stuff. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Reika says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking your ear off." And Mamoru says, "No, as it turns out, I happen to have 4 stones just like these." So then, of course, we cut to Juban Middle School, and it's the last bell is ringing, and Usagi says, I'm so excited. Today's the day I'm going to Ami's house for the very first time. And
Yeah.
she looks fucking adorable, like always. And she's got hearts in the background of this panel. Lots of tiny hearts. Adorable.
Yeah.
And then Mako and Mako and Ami are in the next panel. And Mako is giving this over-the-shoulder look to Usagi and says, rein it in. We're only going for a strategy meeting. Love Mako.
Well, that's all right for them to say, though, because didn't they have a sleepover without Usagi?
You know what? They did. And Ami, remember? It was at,
yeah. Oh,
was
yeah,
it at
I
Minako's
remember.
house or something? I can't remember.
I wouldn't be letting that shit go.
Hell no.
Anyway.
So then pops up Minako, and Usagi's like, Minako, sorry to keep you waiting. And Minako has the moon sword with her. We'll just call it the moon sword. And well, technically Usagi calls her V. And Minako's like, Usagi, I gotta say, it's kind of embarrassing when you call me V. And Usagi's like, oh, come on, nothing else sticks. But I'm calling her Minako, so it's Minako.
Yeah.
So then we cut to the Hikawa Shrine. So I guess on the way to Ami's house, they got a little lost. That's what that's telling me. Or maybe they went to get Ray, so they all could go.
Yeah, I think they went to get.
Yeah, they went to get her. So of course Ray
looking.
Oh yes, this panel of Ray doing her fire divination, just looking stunning in the priestess outfit and her long hair, and it's like curved over her shoulder the way it's drawn. It's just fucking stunning.
Yeah, I have hard eyes right now.
Yes, very hard eyes. So then we hear Ray. Of course, it's Usagi, and Ray's like, "I'll be right there," and she's looking out. It looks like she's looking out into the sun. Yeah, she is, because she says, "I see a dark shadow in the burning flames of the sun," and she says, "It's a bad omen, just like in my fire reading." And Minako pops in and says, "What were you trying to predict?" And she says, "What's to come? The results were not good." And Minako says, "Does that mean we'll be at a disadvantage in the coming battle?" And Ray says, "I don't know. It's very sinister. We don't know what the fuck's going on." So then we cut to the girls, and they're going to Ami's place, and we hear Usagi says, "Whoa, you live in the most amazing condominium." And if I could accurately express how much I love this next line and how much I identify with Mako, because this is further proof that she is me, because she says, "No, Usagi, this is called a condomillion." I love a good pun. So this is why I'm Makoto.
Yeah.
And she's thinking, it'd take millions to, or no, Usagi's thinking to herself, it'd take millions to buy one. You're smart, Mako. So the girls are all walking in together, and Usagi says, "Ooh, a marble entryway." And then you better not drop that sword, Minako. And it does look lavish. There's sparkle on the floor, so clearly it's very expensive. And there's a chandelier above their head. It looks stylish.
Yeah.
But of course, what happens? Minako trips, and because she has the sword in her hand, it scratches the marble floor.
I love this next part, by the way.
Yes. So you hear a eep, and then voice acting and scene. And Usagi's like, "Minako scratched the marble. It wasn't me."
I love.
And she's dancing around.
I love how she just looks like she's absolutely shitting herself, and she immediately like rats her friend out. "It wasn't me." I'm like, that would so be me.
Exactly. She's like, "It was Minako. It was Minako. It wasn't me.
It was Minako, not me.
It was Minako. She did it."
Oh yeah,
so good.
That's so me.
So Minako starts crying. She's like, "Ami,
forgive me."
Yeah, forgive me. And then Maka's like, "Who knew you were so clumsy, Minako?" But Ami is there to reassure Minako. She says, "It's okay, don't worry about it. Marble is pretty soft, so it scratches easily. And I was just about to talk to you about that stone sword."
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you wouldn't, if it's that, softer material, why would you get it your entryway?
Yeah, honestly, it's the condo's fault, 100%.
Yeah.
So then Ami presents a diamond ring because she's flashy. And she says, "This is a diamond. They say it's the hardest substance in the world. Minako, try hitting the sword with it." So we get this cute little panel of like a chibi version of Minako hovering the sword over the diamond, and she taps it, and the diamond breaks.
Shit.
It's scratched as fuck. And then Minako's like, Ami, the diamond. And Ami's just waving her hand. She's like, "Don't worry about it. My mother has more of those than she knows what to do with." So pause. Somewhere
Oh, yeah.
somewhere around Juban, Naru just clutched her chest and she's like,
Yeah.
someone else is rich.
And she's also like, I have a new best friend.
Yeah, she's like, someone has diamonds.
Mm.
I need to find out who has it. Because as we know, it's my personal headcanon that Naru and Ami are rich rivals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
And I
Ami
actually think Army's, probably richer because,
probably.
she doesn't need to sell them. She just buys them.
And she breaks them for fun
Yeah.
and for science? Like, what the
The
fuck?
equivalent of, I don't know, like burning a £50 note.
Literally. Literally. Just casual.
Just casual.
So Ami says, as you can see, it shattered even the hardest substance known to man. This sword is no ordinary stone. Luna and I did some tests on the stone sword and some pieces of the temple that we brought back from the moon. Both are made of strong and unusual materials that have never been seen before, or rather, they harden into those materials.
Interesting.
What's more, these materials are extremely toxic. So, honey, call these materials masculinity because they're toxic.
Taste of the
Oh, you better sing, Brittany.
Free Britney.
Hashtag free Britney. So Mako says, when Usagi, and then she corrects herself, when the princess killed herself, we were surrounded for a second by a bright light, and that's all I remember. And then she's thinking about it in her head. It hardened into a unique and toxic stone. The moon castle, standing in the sea of serenity. It was a once beautiful crystal palace, our kingdom. And we get another shot of the moon kingdom ruins. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And of course, the full length of the sword. And Mako says, the moon wasn't always such a dark, lonely place. And then she continues in her head, it used to shine with a silvery light. And then finally, she says to the group, was it the enemy who changed it into a world of death? And oh my god, this panel of Rei, it's so tiny, but she looks fucking adorable.
Yeah.
Like, I want to punch her. She looks so cute. Like, why?
Yeah, I know.
Ugh. So she looks a little shocked, and Ami's like, hee hee, laughing to herself because Usagi fell asleep during this. 100%. Usagi fell the fuck asleep. Relatable. Ami says, oh, Usagi. She always does this when the conversation gets to be too technical, and she's just a snoozing. And Mago says, not to mention what's going on with the Tuxedo Mask, and she went to the moon and met her mother from a past life. She's been through a lot.
She deserves a nap.
She deserves at least 2 weeks of sleep, in my personal opinion.
I had a nap after just reading this section. It was a lot to take in.
It is a lot. So Mako says she must be exhausted from all the stress. And Mako lifts up Usagi and puts, and with Minako's like, gently, gently. And they put her in Ami's bed. And they leave her in the bedroom, they shut the door. But just the panel of Mako with her tongue out lifting Usagi, adorable. Fucking adorable.
And look how tiny Usagi looks in her arms. And Usagi looking like a little baby bunny.
Yes. She does look like a baby bunny. She's adorable. Yeah. So then Minako says, we never did ask the queen the most important part. How do we seal the enemy? A sacred sword of legend meant to defend the princess. Even if we can find the enemy's base and manage to confront them, how are we supposed to fight them with this cursed, overweight sword? And then and Minako looks incredible with the sword up to her face.
Oh, she does.
She looks fucking gorge. But she says, how can we possibly beat the enemy? How can we seal it away? And then we cut to Usagi, who looks, she's got tears in her eyes in this panel because she's waking up from her nap. She's like, I was asleep and now I'm not. And that's sad.
Girl, every morning.
So she grips the covers and she's thinking to herself, oh no, I remembered. Tuxedo Mask. Mamo rescued me. And I woke up in his bed, just like now. And I saw a sunset just like this one from his window. So she's looking out of Ami's window.
Yeah.
And she says, I just want to go play video games. I need some stress relief. I need the Sailor V game. Relatable.
The Dead by Daylight DLC download. That's what she needs.
She does. She's like, I need to play All Kill. I need to play a fashion queen Yoon Jin. I need to.
You need to be hooked by the what's his name? I forgot already.
Trickster. Asian Negan.
Asian
Negan.
Asian Daddy.
Asian Daddy. Damn it.
Anton.
Not the Anton shout out. Anyway, so we cut to the Crown Game Center, and Usagi's thinking to herself, it's strange. I feel like something was pulling me here. It's so weird. I don't know why my heart is beating so fast. And then she thinks back to getting bumped by the guy this morning, who we, of course, know is Mamoru.
Yeah.
And she says, is it because I saw that guy? So then she comes in to the Crown Game Center, and she's like, there's someone sitting in front of the Sailor V game. And here's where I want to talk about Mamoru's outfit.
Yeah.
Because we hear, hey, Usagi, from Motoki. And in this panel, first of all, Mamoru is wearing a cow pattern vest. And
sorry,
despite how off it is, I'm kind of into it.
No! What?
It's so hideous that I'm like, you're rocking it. You're giving me Dairy Queen. Utterly fantastic.
Oh, God. You've been waiting to say that.
I have the whole time. I've been waiting.
You've got like notes in the margin.
So he is wearing a cow print vest. But here's what I really want to talk about.
Yeah.
The way that they're drawn, Motoki is like leaning on Mamoru's shoulder. This looks like a homosexual photo session. That's what this looks like.
You wait till later if you know the panel I'm thinking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But this is like, I don't know what's happening. Like, did they take this picture in together when they were both in jail for kissing unconsented minors?
Yeah,
because apparently cellmates are forever. Like, that's what I'm getting from this.
This is a couples engagement announcement.
This is a JCPenney 1998 photo session.
Yeah.
This is two couples freshly out of jail. They shared the same jail cell, and they said cellmates are forever.
Yeah.
And that I just can't get over it because it looks hella gay. Hella gay.
Oh, we're here for it, but yeah.
Oh yeah, we stand. I'd rather them be into each other than into underage girls. So I'll take it.
Yes.
So Usagi sees Mamoru and she's like, Mamoru Chiba? And I love this next panel because he's got checkered eyes, black and white checkered eyes.
Just to remind us.
Just to remind us, you know, he's dark Mamoru. He's not regular Mamoru.
Dark Mamoru, I like that.
Yeah, dark Mamoru. Yeah. So he says, also, just want to point out, I didn't realize this the first time I listened or read it, but the second time I was like, oh, that's why. So Motoki's friend is named Endo, which could be a nickname for Endymion.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's kind of transparent, but it's totally fine.
Yeah.
I prefer dark Mamoru myself.
Yeah, I do.
So dark Mamoru says, so you're Usagi. And she's thinking, I don't believe it. Because of course, he looks like fucking Mamoru. And so he says, Sailor Moon, and he cups her face, and she's like, what? But he continues and says, has buns just like these. I guess it's a popular style. And she's like, Mamo? She doesn't say it, but she thinks it to herself. So Motoki drapes his arm over dark Mamoru.
Oh, he's possessive.
Like they're 2 seconds away from, let me not say that they're about to go to the bathroom, but they're about to go to the bathroom. Let's just say that. Cellmates are really forever. So Motoki drapes his hand over dark Mamoru and says, so Usagi, let me introduce my new employee, my best friend, Endo. And Usagi's like, she's like, what? And dark Mamoru says, Motoki and I are both first years at KO University. My name's Endo, by which he means Motoki and I were cellmates at Juban Public Jail.
Yeah.
And we kind of imprinted on each other. That's what he really is saying. So Usagi's thinking to herself, Motoki's best friend? A college student? Because of course she knows that Mamoru is a high school student.
Yeah.
And she's like, he's not Mamo? But that voice, that face. And dark Mamoru says, nice to meet you to Usagi. and they shake hands, and she thinks, even the warmth of his hand is just like his. It's like he's standing here right in front of me. And Dark Mamoru says, I hear you're good at the Sailor V game. Could you teach me how to play? I've been hoping to ask you. And he smiles at her, and she's like thinking his smile is a little cold.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we cut back to Ami's condo, and Minako's transformation pin starts to beep because apparently she's got that technology.
Yeah.
And Artemis notices the sound, and he turns around and says, Mina! And he says, somebody's playing the Sailor V game, and they're clearing levels at an alarming rate. And Minako says, I'm going to the arcade. And then she's thinking, who is it? So she gets an inkling in her head, and she's like, if it's fucking Usagi. So she runs back to Ami's room. Of course, the bed is fucking empty. And she's yelling, Usagi. Cut back to the Crown Game Center. The girls are running after Usagi. And we see Minako and Rei, and they see Usagi standing over Cow Vest, Dark Mamoru. And they're like, that's Usagi and Mamoru Chiba, Tuxedo Mask. And Minako says, what is he doing here? And I can't tell who's saying this, but one of the girls, because Mako and Ami are in this panel. You think it's who?
I was just about to say, I thought it was Ami, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah, maybe it's still Minako.
Yeah.
She says, but I thought he was taken captive by the Dark Kingdom. And then Luna is thinking, he's the one we bumped into this morning. He can't really be Tuxedo Mask or Mamoru Chiba. And then Rei says, no, look, those eyes. It's not him. I have a bad feeling about this. We better keep Usagi away from him.
Trust Rei to spot a dodgy man.
Yeah, she's like, first of all, he's got one thing against him, and that's the fact that he's male. Second of all, he's looking kind of sus. Yeah. I don't know about him. So then we cut to several days past, which is kind of crazy because I expected for them to like literally pull Usagi out of the game center, but it cuts to several days later.
Okay.
And we're at Juban Middle, of course. And we get Naru and Umino again, which is nice. Nice to see them again.
Yeah.
Naru says, Usagi, let's walk home together. And Usagi's like, sorry, I can't today. And so Usagi leaves, and that leaves Naru with Umino. And Naru says, what's going on? She does this every day. And Umino pops in and he says, Usagi's been going to the arcade. Apparently, she's obsessed with their newest employee.
He knows everything, this guy.
He knows all the gossip in Juban. All of it. So then we cut to Luna, and she's calling after Usagi because, of course, Usagi's headed to the arcade, like Umino said. And Luna says, you've been to the arcade every day now, which is how you know it's several days later because this is a constant thing for Usagi now. Yeah. And Luna continues, and she says, you should know he's not Mamoru Chiba. And this blank face that Usagi has is so forlorn and sad. Like, I kind of teared up because Luna's like, Usagi. And Usagi just goes, I know, okay? And it's like, even though she knows it's not Mamoru, she's like, it's enough for her that he looks like him. I'm getting a little choked up thinking about it.
Oh.
It's just so sad. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's super sad. But we get this cool panel of the Sailor V game. She has a gun, which is nice, and she's shooting rockets at what looks to be a hamburger monster.
Yeah, it's very Mario, isn't it?
It's very Mario. And I believe this is this Mamoru talking? Yeah. Oh, we're getting to the panel. Because Dark Mamoru says, Motoki, this game is fascinating.
I'm laughing already.
Yeah. This game is fascinating. Every time I beat a level, a new one appears. It just keeps going on forever and ever. And then we get to the panel. The panel of all panels. Because Mamoru is sitting down in front of the arcade game.
Yeah.
Motoki almost looks like he's straddling Mamoru's shoulder.
He is draped over him.
He's got one arm draped down his chest and one hand on the opposite shoulder. And he's got his crotch open behind him.
Yeah. His
legs are spread.
His thigh is pressed against his back.
Yeah, his thigh is pressed against... God, that is graphic. This is graphic.
Yeah. This is really I know. I was quite...
You know what happened? They got out of jail together and they heard, hey, I heard about this new club. It's called Another Hot Hole. I think it opened up yesterday. I think that's what happened.
Oh, they've been to another hot hole.
God, literally. Like, it's so gay and I love it.
I know, I love it too.
I'm kind of
I'm like,
shipping
I need
Mamoru and
this.
Motoki.
I am. I need this to be my screensaver.
Too hot for work.
I know, I'll probably get fired.
They're like, so is this the Japanese literature that you're going through, or?
Oh yeah, if he asks me to expand, I'll just send him a screenshot of that and say, yeah, this is what I'm into.
So anyway, Mamoru says it's like Sailor V is really fighting, and Motoki says no, it might be more accurate to say that someone somewhere is controlling this machine and making her fight, which that's not how video games work, but okay, that was sinister to say.
Yeah.
So Usagi pops in and she says, hi there. Or nope, I take that back. She pops in and Mamoru says, hi there. I've been waiting for you, Usagi. It's like, okay, tone it down.
Wow, he's about to turn it up.
He is about to turn it up. He's also wearing this shirt that looks like a digital print. Like it just looks like a digital matrixy sort of crossword puzzle bullshit.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So Usagi starts playing the game and he says, you're really good at this. And she goes, oh, I'm not. You are Endo, which she's calling him Endo. So at least she knows it's not Mamoru. Or she's trying to believe it.
Yeah.
And he says, it's like you and Sailor V are one and the same. You must know everything there is to know about her. And Usagi says, yeah, I do. She's a very strong ally. An LGBT ally because of Motoki and Mamoru. So Mamoru says, you talk like you've met her. And he says, I've seen her too. And Usagi's like, really? And then this panel of Mamoru grabs her arm from standing behind her, or grabs her hand.
Yeah.
And then he puts a hand on her shoulder and he's like, she was inspiring. And it's just, it's kind of creepy as fuck.
It is really creepy. It's personal space invaded.
Especially with your boyfriend standing right there.
Yeah.
Like, calm down. But it's like, yeah, she's really dependable. Way more than I'll ever be. And then he says, more dependable than Sailor Moon? She's like, what? And so she turns back and he puts his hand on one of her odongos. It's like, also, don't touch my hair.
Yeah, keep your hands off my buns.
Both kinds, okay? Both kinds.
Yeah.
And he says, the way you wear your hair, it always makes me think of Sailor Moon. And he goes, tell me, where do you think Sailor V and Sailor Moon usually spend their time? Do you think they have some secret command center?
Yeah, you're sitting on it.
When he should be sitting on Motoki. So let's get that straight. Because you're not.
How he, I love the whole, like, she's enraptured by him.
She's sort of feeling the spell that he's trying to spin her under.
Yeah.
So she stands up and she's like, I have to go now. Which, power to Usagi. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
But he grabs her wrist as she goes to turn away and he's like, Usagi! And he looks her dead in the eyes. And of course, he's got the checkered pattern eyes again. And he says, come back tomorrow. I want to learn more of your secrets, Usagi. And then she's like, goodbye. And she dips the fuck out of that bitch.
Yeah.
She's got to fucking go.
She's getting red flags. She's out.
Yeah, she's out. So he's thinking to himself, my powers of suggestion didn't work on her. What do I do? Or no, he says my powers of suggestion didn't work on her. And then Usagi's thinking to herself as she's running away, what do I do? Those cold eyes of his make me dizzy, like they're pulling me in. I can't say no to him. I'm afraid I'll tell him everything. I mean, he looks just like him. It's Usako. Don't call me Usagi. Call me Usako. And I just, my heart's breaking for the girl.
How beautiful does she look in that picture as well?
In that panel, oh my god, I don't know what she's wearing, but it looks gorgeous.
I was thinking, is she wearing anything? I mean, she is. She's got a skirt on, but I can't work out the top placement of the top.
Yeah, me either. It looks like her top, it looks like she's just wearing a skirt, which honestly, a serve.
But she looks amazing.
Yeah, and she looks so sad and vulnerable. Ugh.
Yeah.
And then we get this small little panel of Ami and Mako watching Usagi run away.
Yeah.
And then we get this panel of Motoki and Mamoru standing next to each other because they're hella into each other. And we hear, they're together again? And we get Reika. And once again, I have to talk about this fucking fashion that Reika is serving. Because not only does she look fucking pissed, fucking over it, holding like a completely hard circle like handbag, but her top it kind of looks like it's leather.
Yeah.
Like it's drawn like it's leather. It's got shit tons of buttons. And I just imagine it being like purple and teal.
Oh yeah.
Like I just see her serving this, and it's got all kind of textural patterns on it, and it looks fly as fuck.
I love the gloves as well.
And we're about to talk about the gloves too in the next couple panels because they've got designs on them, and I'm obsessed with them. So Reika says, "When did you get to be such good friends with such a gorgeous guy? You've been hiding him from me." And Ami pulls on Mako's shirt. She's like, "Mako, listen." And so Mako thinks to herself, "What's this Versace chick's problem?" So she's in an expensive outfit, honey.
Oh yeah.
And Mako's like, are you a friend of Motoki's? Do you know those two guys?" And Reika says, "Oh, yes, I do." And then we get this awesome panel of Reika and her glove. We see her gloves a little bit more.
Yeah.
She says, "My name's Reika," but she's got like these little swirls on the ends of her gloves near like the wrist part. And I just, it's a fucking look. It needs to be in Dead by Daylight so I can have it. I fucking love it. So she explains to them, "Motoki and I are in the same club at college, but I don't know that best friend of his, quote unquote, Endo. I've never seen him before." And she continues with, "Motoki did have a good friend named Endo, but he was more of a wimpy type." And we get this little panel of him that says, "A geek with Coke bottle glasses." But leave Endo alone. He's adorable.
I know, he's so cute.
And she says, "Come to think of it, I haven't seen him around lately. I guess Motoki's friendship with this new Endo is a recent development. Nobody at school seems to know where this Endo came from." And Ami and Maka are like, something's not adding up. So then we cut to, where are we? Are we in the moon layer?
We're in the command center.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Artemis says, "We can't let him play the Sailor V game anymore. It's not safe. He's trying to find the command center. I know he is." And Minako says, if he really is Tuxedo Mask, if he's the real Mamoru Chiba, then we have to be careful with how we deal with him. And then we cut to Dark Mamoru. And he says, "Just you wait. I'll find your command center." And then we get a lovely panel of Dark Mamoru, this a little bit later in the night. Dark Mamoru and Motoki out on a little date.
Is that another outfit change?
It's another outfit change. Mamoru's wearing a tux, but over it, he's got like a white jacket.
Yeah.
So they just had date night, obviously.
Yeah.
And we hear, "Hold it right there." And it's Mako. She's done with this bullshit.
Yeah.
And she says, "You two are spending an awful lot of time together. What are you trying to do to our Usagi? What are you plotting?" I love that she says our Usagi. Fucking adorable.
Yeah.
But Dark Mamoru flashes his evil eyes at her, and she's like, and then it cuts to the Crown Game Center. Lots of Crown Game Center in this one. So then we cut to the girls running, and Usagi says, "Mako, what happened? What's the emergency? Why do you need us all at the command center?" So they're inside the moon layer, and Mako says, "Usagi, finally! You need to stay away from him. He's the enemy. He's been after the princess from the start." And Usagi's hurt by this, and she says, "He? You mean Endo? Come on, the enemy? You can't just accuse him of..." And Mako has no time for this bullshit.
Yeah.
She says, "He is the enemy. What would you do if he took the mystical silver crystal from you?" And it's like, "He won't. I always have it right here, right? I always have it on me right here. It'll be fine. What's gotten into you?" And she clutches the crystal at her chest because she has it around her neck, of course.
Yeah.
And then the alarms start going off in the moon layer. And Minako's like, "What? An intruder?" And as they're still flashing, Ray says, "That's impossible. We're the only ones with access to this room." And then Mako's eyes flash like Mamoru's did.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. And she lunges at Usagi and tries to grab the silver crystal from Usagi's hand. And Minako's having none of this. And she kicks the shit out of Mako.
Yeah.
Literally kicks the shit out of her. And Mako's on the fucking ground in seconds.
Yeah.
Minako said, "I'm gonna show you how I'm that bitch."
Yeah.
And then we hear, "She almost had it. Useless girl." And it's Tuxedo Mask. I know, how dare you call our girl Mako useless? She a bad bitch. You can't kill her. So it's Dark Mamoru in his tuxedo mask outfit now, without the mask, but he's got the medallion that he usually wears. He's got the cape on and everything. And then his boyfriend Motoki's in the background. And he says, to think the command center was under the Sailor V game all along. Its powerful shield kept me from detecting it. And then we get this grayed out panel of Usagi, and she's like, no, it's not true. And then I'm assuming this is Mamoru. He says, of course, she fell under my hypnosis easily enough. She led us right to it. Talking about Mako. And we get this panel of Mako on the ground.
Yeah.
Super sad. But Minako is like, it's time for action, sweetie. Everybody transform. She throws up her pen, and we get the first Venus transformation, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because we had her transformed as Venus, but not like an actual transformation.
Yeah.
So she says, Venus power, make up. And then Motoki lunges at Usagi and says, give me the mystical silver crystal. But once again, Minako is pissed.
Oh, she's on it.
She is on that shit. She says, Sailor V kick, and kicks the shit out of Motoki. She said, I'm gonna put y'all back in the same jail cell.
Oh, she doesn't stop there though, does she?
No, she does not. She says, time for some tough love. Snap out of it. And I just picture Cher whenever I see snap out of it. So I had to do Cher. So Venus unwraps the chain belt from her waist, and it turns into a whip, basically. And she says, Venus, love me chain. And she lunges it at Motoki, and it sizzles and crackles all over him. And he's basically done for. He's out for the count.
Yeah, she whips his face good.
She does. He's got fucking whiplash, literally. So Usagi holds on to the silver crystal as evil tuxedo mask sprays energy at Sailor V.
Yeah.
It's a little weird looking, but
Anyway.
that's what's happening. So Venus tries to shield it from herself, but all of this energy that he's crackling is like fucking up the moon layer. And she's thinking, he's too strong, he'll destroy the command center. And then he does his little eye zappy bullshit again, and there's crackles all over the place. And someone's yelling after Venus. I'm assuming it's Usagi. Yeah. And evil tuxedo mask gets the silver crystal. And he's like, it's mine at last. The mystical silver crystal is ours. And Venus says no. And she says, Usagi, transform. You have to fight. We have to get the crystal back. And Usagi's like up against a wall on the floor, just completely shook by this.
Yeah.
And she's thinking to herself, why is Tuxedo Mask fighting Venus? And Luna snaps into focus. She says, Usagi, what are you doing? You have to fight now. And Usagi's thinking, fight against Tuxedo Mask? And then Tuxedo Mask is like, and, yeah, thank you. And Usagi's looking at him, just evil, maniacal laughing, and she's thinking, am I dreaming, or is this really happening? But didn't they take him to the Dark Kingdom? And she remembers a passed out Tuxedo Mask being in Kunzite's arms. We get a little flashback panel of that. And then Luna's like, Usagi, pull yourself together. You can't let him fool you. And then she jumps on Tuxedo Mask and she says, this isn't even the real Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah.
And then Tuxedo Mask says, what are you doing? Out of my way. And he does what Marcella and I have wanted to do for 11 damn episodes. He shoves the fuck out of Luna.
I know, but I'm regretting it already. Because...
Yeah, I mean, I am too. I just thought it was poetic that she finally got beat the fuck up. Yeah.
She finally got slapped down.
Finally got knocked off her damn passive-aggressive pedestal.
Yeah.
But yeah, Luna takes the tumble, and Usagi's like, Luna! And Luna looks fucking hurt. It kind of looks like she's fucking bleeding a little bit.
A little
it's
bit,
not clear, but it looks like she's bleeding. And Usagi is shook by this. She's like, no, Luna, wake up, Luna! And then she's thinking to herself, he's not Tuxedo Mask. Like, this is the last fucking straw for her. So she says, Moon Prism Power, make up. And then she's Sailor Moon, and she says, Luna, open your eyes. And Luna's passed the fuck out. I know, I feel kind of bad looking at that panel of Luna just dripping with blood. It's kind of sad. Yeah. I'm sorry, Luna. You're a bitch, but I love you. And then Sailor Moon cries, Luna! And her moon crescent appears on her forehead and starts to glow. Yeah. And meanwhile, the silver crystal in Tuxedo Mask's hand starts to glow. And he's thinking, the mystical silver crystal, it's glowing. And then Sailor Mercury has transformed in the absence of all this action. And she says, Usagi, now use the moon wand to heal Luna and Mako. So Sailor Moon raises the moon wand and she says, moon healing escalation. And we cut to both Mako and Luna, and they're starting to stir. So it's working.
Luna's paws twitching.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just noticed the twitch. Super cute. And we get this, like, the way that Usagi's face is drawn in this next panel is very rocky. It looks very coarse. So you know that she's had it up to here with the fucking bullshit. She's hitting the bullshit button.
Oh yeah.
And she says, "You'll pay, you fake tuxedo mask. If you think you can win me over with that seductive smile, then think again. You're playing naughty pranks. I am Sailor Moon, and in the name of the moon, I'll punish you." So then she sends out a beam of light, but towards Tuxedo Mask, I mean. And then, oh, what's this? Beryl pops up, and Usagi's thinking to herself, who is that woman? Beryl says, well done, Tuxedo Mask. Now that we have the mystical silver crystal, I have no use for any of you. This room will be your grave, Sailor Guardians. And Sailor Moon's like, who are you? What do you want? And then Beryl's thinking to herself. We get a Beryl monologue, which is nice. Or no, she says, we do get a Beryl monologue in a second, but she says, Your Highness, every time I see you, you're the same fragile, infantile little girl. And her talons are out and about. She looks fly as fuck. Her hair is laid. It's fucking stunning. But Beryl thinks to herself, she doesn't recognize me. Oh, of course. I'm not the woman I once was. And then we get Sailor Venus is clutching Luna. So Luna's recovered. But she's looking at Beryl thinking, that woman, she's ... And then we get this grandiose panel of Beryl.
Yeah.
And she's got a scepter in her hand. We get the full flow of her dress, the curves, the star belt. Every detail of Beryl looks fucking stellar. Yeah. And she says, I am Queen Beryl, ruler of the Shadow Realm, the Dark Kingdom, Princess Serenity. Surely you want nothing more than to die at the hands of your precious Prince Endymion. And Sailor Moon is fucked up. And she's thinking, Prince Endymion? No. And then we get this panel of course, brainwashed Tuxedo Mask, close up on the eye, close up on his face, to show us that he's really possessed. And Usagi's thinking, it can't be true. It really is you, Mamo? And that is how we end the act.
Yeah.
Ugh, what a good one.
I know.
I think it's just because of our moon news, but this one felt like it took forever too. I think it's just the moon news.
Yeah, I think it's the moon news. The moon news was long.
Plus, none of you listening to this know this, but we've had some technical difficulties with this podcast, which has also not helped how long it's taken.
Yeah, true.
Don't know what's been going on, but as always, Marcella, what was your favorite part of this act?
Well, I've already made note.
Ooh, okay, look at you.
I was so prepared, Jay.
Hell yeah.
So my best bits. Firstly, I just love Jupiter basically falling for the hypnotism in like 2 seconds flat. It just really tickled me. Because he was working his charms on Usagi for like a week. And Jupiter was like, right, I'm sorting this out. And then like seconds later, she was under his spell. I was like,
she was us with the trickster.
Yeah. Yeah, that just amused me more than anything. It took her seconds to fall for it. And then I loved Usagi, relatable as hell. Just having to take a nap when the
when the going gets tough.
When the conversation got a little bit too dull, and she was just like, I'm going to take a nap. But I then loved that her friends just like almost adored her for it as well.
They accepted about her, and they're like, it's just Usagi, it's fine, we'll keep going.
It's just her, and they tucked her into bed, and
so fucking adorable. Yeah, me too.
And then of course the part that I mentioned kind of near the start with Usagi again. I was loving Usagi in this whole act. But just I loved the whole kind of comedic part of Venus dropping the sword on the marble floor. And Usagi immediately saying, "It wasn't me. It was
Minako. It was Minako.
It was Minako." Oh, I loved that. I was like, "Yep, save yourself, save your ass."
Exactly.
Yeah, I loved that bit. Talking of Minako as Sailor V,
she was badass in this one.
Loved just that whole panel of her smacking the shit out of that sex pest face.
Yes.
Loved it.
So good.
Just justification and And then finally, of course, the new power couple of the manga.
Yes. Hashtag Motokaru.
Motokaru.
I came up with that on the fly. I didn't think about it 1 second.
I love. I stand them.
Yes.
What about you?
Okay, so first and foremost, I just have to say that my favorite fucking thing about this entire act is the fashion. This was the fashion fucking catalog for me because we've got So Ugly It's Good Cow Vest Mamoru. We've got Reika in the purple teal leather outfit with her swirly gloves.
Yeah, I like that.
And then we've got, I love the date night outfit for Mamoru Motoki. Super cute. So just shout out to the fashion. Like, I love the fashion in this one. But my other favorite part is hashtag Motokaru. I fucking love it. Even though, we're not big Motoki supporters, I do support my jailbirds. I love them. If they were together, it would be Power Couple USA, Power Couple UK, Power Couple New Zealand, Australia, all of it. Power Couple United, okay? So that was definitely my favorite part. Is that all my and then just Usagi. More Usagi evolution is always gonna get me. I love seeing that even though she's downtrodden and she you good?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Even though she's she knows that it's not the real Mamoru, or she thinks it's not the real Mamoru, she keeps going to the game center because that's how much she loves Mamoru. She's like, I'll take even a look-alike just to be near him. And that's really, really sweet.
How good was she for kind of resisting his charms so long?
Oh yeah, she was having none of it. She's like, I gotta go. I gotta fucking go. Yeah.
She knew it was stranger danger.
She did. She heard the Kill Bill siren and she got the fuck out. She's like, I gotta fucking go. But yeah, so this was sort of an abnormal chapter, I will say, compared to the other ones. It wasn't as, plot heavy, and
it definitely slowed it down a bit.
Definitely slowed it down a little bit. We got more character sort of interaction, which was nice. But yeah, this was a really good one. I just cannot get over the 1998 JCPenney's photo shoot moment in this act. It's very Sears photo shoot, JCPenney, all that shit. And why do I love the cow vest? I don't know. There's something about it.
I don't know.
You're fucking stupid, Justin, for liking that damn vest.
I'm just confused.
See, I'm confused.
Think you know a person,
but I'm intrigued. You think you know a person,
and then they look like a cow vest.
I'm gonna pass out. And then they like a cow vest. God. But this was a good one. We're almost done, you guys. We're so close. We've only got 3 more chapters? Of this arc. Next time we will be reading Act 12, Enemy, Queen Metalia.
Oh yeah.
But as always, you can find me on the internet at JustinGray22 across Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube.
And you can find us both on Twitter at Sailor Manga Pod.
And you can email us if you have any comments, questions. Basically, if you just want to connect with us, you can email us at sailormangapodcast@gmail.com. And yeah, I guess that's all we got. A special shout out to Cassie. Thank you so much for emailing us again. We absolutely adore it. And I guess that's all we got. So, in the name of the moon,
we'll be back soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I don't mean this at all the way it's going to sound, but today I was taking the trash out and I was like, if Marcella cancels on me today, I'm going to lose my fucking shit.
I love how you thought of me when you were taking the trash out.
No, not at all what I meant. Not at all what I meant. No, that's not what I meant. I was just thinking about the day because I was trying to hurry up and get the trash done before we recorded.
Oh, it's valid. It's valid. I am Taylor Swift trash after all.
Me too. And Sailor Moon trash.
Sailor Moon trash, of course.
All right, you ready?